This is the story of Yasuke, the slaves that turned into Japan's first black samurais. In the late 1500s, Jesuit priests bribed a royal African family to avoid further trouble. Instead of enslaving the aristocracy, they captured villagers from neighboring villages, including strong males, to force them into slavery. The king then provided the Jesuits with some of his most capable men to assist in capturing the villagers. As they approached a particular hut, a towering man, 6 feet 4 inches, rushed out, yelling a furious war cry and clutching a spear. Paralyzed in fear, one of the Jesuits was impaled by the spear thrust into his mouth and out the other side. As the man attempted to free the spear, it became lodged in the skull of the invader, allowing the others to immobilize him with nets and rope. His family was chained and shackled in front of him before being sent away, never to be seen again. The very next morning, the Jesuits sailed out to sea for a missionary trip to Japan, with this slave immediately becoming the center of attention due to his unprecedented size and stature. 6 other slaves on board grew fond of him. Oda Nobunaga, a Japanese warlord, was awestruck by the slaves and wrote that they possessed the strength of 10 men. He tasked his most skillful martial artists and swordsman masters with training them rigorously for a year, after which they were titled samurai, an honor typically inherited. The large slave, Nobunaga's favorite, was given the name Yasuke, translating from his African name. Yasuke proved himself a formidable warrior, swiftly rising through the ranks on the battlefield. Rumors circulated that he was then given a leadership position, in charge of his newly found African samurai clan. Shortly after, Nobunaga would be betrayed and would call upon his new secret weapon. Across the battlefield, Yasuke and his samurai stood tall amidst the chaos, their blades gleaming with the promise of vengeance. Lurking in the shadows lay a threat that would test his courage and loyalty to the limits. Whispers of betrayal swirled through the air as tensions rose within Nobunaga's inner circle. Amidst the political intrigue, Yasuke received word of a sinister plot against his lord. Nobunaga, head of the powerful Oda clan, launched a war against other daimyo to unify Japan. The head of the opposing daimyo was Ashikaga Yoshiaki, an inherited military dictator of Japan who wanted to keep Japan divided. Determined to protect Nobunaga at any cost, Yasuke embarked on a perilous journey across the war-torn countryside. Yasuke, facing ambushes, reached Nobunaga minutes before an imminent attack. Yasuke suggested a stealth attack from the enemy's blind spot. Although the plan worked, Yasuke faced Ashikaga Yoshiaki in an intense battle, ultimately falling. His sacrifice bought Nobunaga the time he needed to secure victory. In his final moments, Yasuke whispered, "Would Japan be the country it is today without the sacrifice of Yasuke and his men?" Nobunaga declared, "No, Japan owes its unity and prosperity to Yasuke and his African samurai. Their names shall be remembered for all time." With Yasuke's final breath, he knew his sacrifice had not been in vain. The African samurai had become heroes, their bravery and sacrifice forever etched into history. Nobunaga emerged victorious, ultimately successfully unifying Japan as one.